The next topic we have to study is what happens if slabs of dielectrics introduced parallel to the plates of the capacitor. So you can see there is a parallel plate capacitor. This is the plate of plate area A and thickness distance between the plate is D. But what happens is three different dielectrics are introduced parallel to the plates of the capacitor. So the thickness of the first dielectric is T1, thickness of the second dielectric is T2, thickness of the third dielectric is T3. So what actually happens is the plate area remains same, but thickness of the dielectric varies. It's not necessary that thickness of the dielectric remains same. Thickness of the dielectric can take any value. So actually what is the net effect? The entire single capacitor changes to a combination of three capacitors connected in series, and the plate area remains same. Thickness of the individual capacitors are T1, T2 and T3. Now what is the effective capacity? That's a question. Since these three capacitors are connected in series, the effective capacity can be obtained using this particular equation. Inverse of the effective is equal to sum of the inverses of the individuals. 1 by C effective is equal to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3. Put as equation number 1. Now what is C1? C1 is the capacity of the first part, and C2 is the capacity of second part, and C3 is the capacity of third part. According to the theory we studied, C1 is equal to epsilon 0 K1A divided by T1, because K1 is the dielectric, the relative permittivity or dielectric constant of the dielectric introduced in the first part. Okay, similarly C2 is equal to epsilon 0 K2A divided by T2, and C3 is equal to epsilon 0 K3A divided by T3. The plate area remains same and thickness changes, and that is what we written here. The plate area remains same and the thickness of the dielectric changes. Now if I am substitute equation number 2 in equation number 1, so I will be getting 1 by C effective is equal to 1 by epsilon 0 K1A divided by T1 plus 1 by epsilon 0 K2A divided by T2 plus 1 by epsilon 0 K3A divided by T3. Now very carefully listen. In each term I am keeping epsilon 0A only in the denominator, and K1 by T1 I am going to take to the numerator. When it is taken to the numerator, it becomes T1 by K1. So it will be T1 by K1 divided by epsilon 0A plus T2 by K2 divided by epsilon 0A plus T3 by K3 divided by epsilon 0A. So that means epsilon 0A can be taken together. So T1 by K1 plus T2 by K2 plus T3 by K3 all divided by epsilon 0A. That is 1 by C effective. Therefore effective capacity can be written as epsilon 0A all divided by T1 by K1 plus T2 by K2 plus T3 by K3. This is the expression used to find effective resistance when slabs of dielectric introduced parallel to the plates of the capacitor. T1 is the thickness of the first dielectric slab, and K1 is the dielectric constant of the first dielectric slab. T2 is the thickness of the second one, K2 is the dielectric constant of the second one, T3 is the thickness of the third one, and K3 is the dielectric constant of the third one. Now if n such slabs are introduced parallel to the plates of the capacitor, so we can generalize that equation by writing like this: C effective is equal to epsilon 0A all divided by T1 by K1 plus T2 by K2 plus T3 by K3 plus etc. up to Tn by Kn. So this equation is used to find effective capacity when any number of dielectric slabs are introduced between the plates of the capacitor parallel to the plates of the capacitor. The next one is the dielectric slabs are introduced perpendicular to the plates of the capacitor. So very carefully you listen. Here you can see this is the slab, this is the terminal A, this is the slab, this is the terminal B, and this slab may be positively charged and this slab may be negatively charged, and this is the distance between the plates. Now very carefully listen. the dielectric is introduced between the plates like this, not parallel to the plate of the capacitor, instead of that perpendicular to the plate of the capacitor. I am thinking that three dielectrics are introduced. K1 is the dielectric constant of the first one, K2 is the dielectric constant of the second one, and K3 is the dielectric constant of the third one. And the thickness of the slabs are T1, T2, T3. Since it is introduced like this, it's actually a parallel combination. You can see in the next figure, this is the parallel combination of three capacitance, and you can see very carefully the thickness of the area is T1 and base is B. Distance between the plate remains D. Therefore, the plate area of the first capacitor will be, here you can see plate area of the first capacitor is B into T1, breadth into thickness. Plate area of the second one is B into T2, and plate area of the third one is B into T3. In this particular case, distance between the plate remains same, but plate area varies. Plate area varies because T1 is different from T2 as well as T3. Distance between the plate remains same, but plate area varies. Since it is a parallel combination, so the effective capacity can be written as C effective is equal to C1 plus C2 plus C3. Put as equation number 1. Now what is C1? The capacity of the first one. C1 can be written as epsilon 0 K1 A1 divided by D. Very carefully, area of the plate changes, but thickness distance between the plate remains same. So what is A1? We already written A1 is equal to BT1, and here you can see A1 is equal to BT1, A2 is equal to BT2, and A3 is equal to BT3. Therefore, C1 can be written as you can see here, C1 is equal to epsilon 0 K1 A1 divided by D. A1 is equal to BT1, therefore C1 is equal to epsilon 0 K1 BT1 divided by D. Put as equation number 2. Similarly, the capacity of the second capacitor is C2 is equal to epsilon 0 K2, where K2 is the dielectric constant of the second one, BT2, that is a plate area, BT2 divided by D, the distance between the plate remains same. Similarly, C3 is equal to epsilon 0 K3 BT3 divided by D, that is equation number 4. Now, if I am substituting equation 2, 3 and 4 in equation number 1, I will be getting effective capacity C effective is equal to epsilon 0 K1 BT1 divided by D plus epsilon 0 K2 BT2 divided by D plus epsilon 0 K3 BT3 divided by D. Now common terms can be taken out. Epsilon 0 B by D can be taken out. What remains inside is K1 T1 plus K2 T2 plus KT T3. So this is the effective capacity of a parallel plate capacitor, where three dielectrics are introduced in between the plates perpendicular to the plate of the capacitor. So here D is the distance between the plates, B is the breadth of the dielectric, K1 is the dielectric constant of the first one, T1 is the thickness of the first one, K2 the dielectric constant of the second, T2 the thickness of the second, K3 the dielectric constant of the third, T3 the thickness of the third. And if there are n dielectric slab is introduced in between the plate of the capacitor perpendicular to the plates of the capacitor, then the effective capacity can be written as C effective is equal to epsilon 0 B by D into K1 T1 plus K2 T2 plus etc. up to Kn Tn.